Yeah, I suppose when I started making music and doing design, it was kind of, I grew up on hip hop. To me, I saw similarities between hip hop and cut and paste aesthetics as there was in doing visual collage, So there definitely was a relation at the time. I mean, since then I've matured in both in music and visuals. I try not to do, not so much of it is directly collaged anymore, but certainly that's how I learnt my craft in both mediums. Most of my youth was spent going out raving, going to clubs, going to early hip hop things and early acid house raves. And the weird thing was at the time, most of the record covers were designed by old people. I kind of realised, this is kind of not right. These people designing these record sleeves haven't even probably heard these records, wouldn't relate to them. I pinpointed a few record labels, one called Champion Records and one called G Street Records. And Champion Records, they put out all the American house records in the UK. So I ended up working with Todd Terry, Ray's Break for Love, a lot of those seminal classic early house records. I did the sleeves for just by going into the record label with my portfolio and saying, I'll do work for you for free, if you like it, then give me work. So I was doing 2 or 3 sleeves a week at that point. And then G Street was run by John Baker. They had the Stereo MCs, put out Younger Brothers, Della Soul, Queen Latifah here, and I ended up doing all the artwork for that at the same time. When I started doing the early house stuff, I wasn't making music at all. G Street came a little bit later, and I got to hang out with the Stereo MCs, and they were friends with the Jungle Brothers, and they had a little studio, G Street Studios. And I go down there, and I met all those guys, and loads of people from New York came up, and I just kind of started to pick up on what was going on, and that's I kind of learned a lot from hanging out with these guys. And I was just making music in my bedroom, and UK hip hop wasn't very good for me. I thought it was like a very poor relation to American hip hop, and I wanted to try and do something new and something just slightly different. I didn't start making a career from it until I started getting bored. I know what happened. I remember what happened. I ended up doing record sleeves for really bad records. So when I first started, I was doing sleeves for amazing records, and then it got to a point as my work became more popular, I get more and more people commissioning me to do work, and it was really quite soul destroying. And I was literally at one point, I was like, fuck this, I just can't do it anymore. I've really got to look into doing something else. And kind of like, so my design career went like that, and my music career started to kind of pick up. And it was only in later years where they kind of became more parallel and worked together. I enjoy the creative process. I enjoy most of the things I do. And the most important lesson I've learned in life is your work is only as good as your client. So it doesn't matter how cool a job you have and what an exciting job you have. If the client is an arsehole, the work is not going to come out very well. Being the kind of person I am, I can't just do things for the money. And I've done a few things in my life, I said many, but I've done a few things in my life, be that a remix or something for money, and it's always ended up being a nightmare. It's always been my worst piece of work. And by default, most of the best things I've done in life have been for free. Because there's been things that I've often said, look, I love that track, can I do something for it? Or, can I do a cover, or can I do a remix for it? And they're the things that have turned out the best because they've been driven by passion, they've been driven by the right reasons.